Alright guys, it's Labor Day weekend, and also fall is around the corner. We're in September now. This is my favorite month of the year. This is my favorite season coming up. I love fall, autumn, because I like it when it's starting to get cold outside and I can wear some of the more intense and warmer fragrances, because I love warm fragrances, oriental fragrances. So today I've got my top 20 fragrances that are perfect for fall autumn wear, and these are mostly all men's targeted fragrances, and there are some unisex offerings in here, and some of the offerings for men can be worn by women as well, but I've got 20 of them for you today, and they're perfect to wear in the fall and autumn season. So if you're curious to learn about these fragrances, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. That's right, today we're doing my top 20 fall and autumn fragrances. And again, I forgot to mention, these are all under $100. I've got prices for you, and these are checked just a few days prior to airing this video is when I shot the video. I usually shoot my top 20s really close to the day of air. The prices are current, so if you're interested in buying some of these fragrances, definitely check them out if they sound great to you. But before we talk about the fragrances, if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. The first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is TOUS 1920, the Origin, this one right here, in a really fancy looking flask looking bottle. And this is a Spanish house, design house, mostly jewelry I believe, and they have this very aromatic spicy fragrance, woody spicy fragrance for men, sort of in the ballpark of Cartier's Declaration. So it's got spices, it's got aromatic notes of things like cardamom and woody notes of cedar, tea, patchouli, cumin. That's in here. Be careful about that one because it might offend some people, but I don't find it to be ultra pungent in this particular offering, but an ultra classy masculine offering. There is some salty touches of ambergris in here and some spice of black pepper. So if you like spicy, woody, aromatic fragrances, then TOUS 1920, the Origin, should be one for you to check out. And this one currently I saw online for about $32 for 100 ml. So this next one is a fragrance I first discovered last September in Italy, and I shot my video while I was on vacation there for a month. This is Moschino's Toy Boy. Currently it's selling for 100 ml for $67, and again I have links to various different discounters in the info box. You can always go there and check to see, but I found this one online for $67, currently for 100 ml. So it's a fairly new fragrance, so it's not ultra discounted, and I think $67 is fairly decent for this particular fragrance. And this is a fragrance featuring rose. There's lots of rose in here, but it's not ultra rosy to me. For me, I get a lot of pear and magnolia with the rose and pink pepper. So the magnolia is this beautiful white flower that's not ultra pungent and intense, so there's some light floral touches. The pear is fruity. Again, it's similar to the magnolia, whereas you have one flower that smells ultra intense. Magnolia is next to them, doesn't smell as strong. Same with pear. It's a fruit that doesn't have a very strong essence. So in contrast to the rose and pink pepper, I do get lots of pear and magnolia in here, but I like that whole balance of fruitiness and the floral touches. There's also some nutmeg, some Cashmeran, Elemi, resin, amber, some Vetiver, Cloves, and Bergamot. It's a great classy scent. It's also fun and playful, and of course you've got that funky looking bottle that's kind of obnoxious but so fun at the same time, and it's perfectly in line with Moschino's whole identity. Anyway, Moschino Toy Boy, currently 100 ml for $67. This fragrance always comes up in my fall and winter lists because it's a great inexpensive boozy fragrance. This is Bentley for Men Intense. So this is 100 ml, $30 currently, and I love the way it smells, and it smells fantastic with the rum, the booziness of the rum, the incense that's in here that's slightly smoky, resinous. There's lots of woody notes in here. There's leather, benzoin, and some cinnamon adds some spiciness, but the benzoin in here is a resin that's vanillic, so it has vanillic touches, some black pepper and patchouli. And the patchouli in here is so sexy, guys, as it's drying down, because the patchouli is in the base, and I love the dry down in this one. It's fantastic. Even like after it's throughout the day and it's kind of like worn off, that dry down is so amazing with the booziness of the rum, with the patchouli and the vanillic benzoin. Fantastic smell. I absolutely love this one. I feel like it's perfect fragrance for fall and winter. This is a male targeted fragrance, but there is a niche style of fragrance or niche option of this from the house of Luban that sort of smells like this, and it's a unisex fragrance, so I feel this one can be totally worn by women. Anyway, this is Bentley for Men Intense, perfect fall autumn fragrance, 100 ml bottle for 30 bucks. This one from the house of Cartier came out earlier this year. This is PASHA de Cartier Parfum, this one right here. So this one is a new version of the original classy kind of you know, bad boy kind of powerhouse fougere barbershop type fragrances. But here it's going into a boozy sandalwoody direction. But with this one, you got loads of sandalwood, balsam fir. There's some liqueur notes. There's some Ambrocenide, which is actually Ambroxan. In general, it's Ambroxan, but it's a different proprietary name. Tonka beans, benzoin, patchouli, and also labdanum. It's a great scent. I absolutely love this one. It smells fantastic, and I like that whole barbershop fougere experience that goes into the boozy direction. Currently, I found it discounted at the discounters for $61 for 100 ml. So I think it's 100 ml. Definitely is somewhere around 90 ml or 100 ml, and it's a great price for this, especially since it just came out earlier this year, and it's already at the discounters for 100 ml for 61, and I find it to be a great fragrance for wearing in the fall, even in the winter time, because I love that whole booziness with the barbershop styling. Anyway, that's Cartier PASHA de Cartier Parfum. It's a really new fragrance. I have a full review of it if you want to go check it out, because I absolutely highly recommend that one. Next, we're going to a house called ZADIG and VOLTAIRE, a fashion house that's fairly, I don't want to use the word underground, but it's not like totally out there, and these fragrances are kind of difficult to find in department stores, but you can find them at discounters. But unfortunately, I felt like this has gotten higher in price recently. This is $85 for 100 ml, but with this one, it's a great combination of dry incense, dry sandalwood with vanilla, black pepper, and grapefruit. So it's spicy, it's woody, it's aromatic, and slightly vanillic. So everything about the fragrance is on the dry side, so that's why I feel like it's appropriate for fall. It acts like a fall autumn fragrance with its dryness, but you know, you've got the gooey touches of the vanilla. The sandalwood also is a fusion of creamy sandalwood with like crisp, choppy sandalwood, and the spicy black pepper and incense. It's a great scent, but you do experience the smokiness of the incense in here, but it doesn't smell like church incense. It's just some smokiness of the incense with slight resinous touches. Anyway, ZADIG and VOLTAIRE, this is him. Sadly, it's gone up in price. Hopefully they'll be lowered in prices in the future, but I feel like this is a great scent to wear in the fall. ZADIG and VOLTAIRE, this is him, 100 ml for $85 currently. Now I wanted to feature this one, and this is a unisex offering. This is probably the first unisex offering in this list. This is KIEHL'S Original Musk. When you want something a little more reserved, a little more skin scenty, but very sexy and musky, this currently, it's not at discounters, but you will find sales online occasionally. It's a 50 ml bottle for $44, so 100 ml turns out to be $88. But as I said, some stores will have discounts for this fragrance, and you'll be able to take advantage of that. But I love this one for fall, and you know, I like it for most any time of the year because I love musks, and this one's all about musk. It's Ylang-Ylang, orange blossom, tonka beans, lily, rose, and neroli, but the combination smells fantastic. It smells like really true, authentic musk, and it's when you want that sexiness, it's really great. It's like, it's not one of those fragrances that leaves a huge trail, but when you get close to someone with their whole chemistry, really does cause a really wonderful reaction. Anyway, if you don't know this, do check it out. It's KIEHL'S. It's, you know, KIEHL'S stores are all over the place, and also they're sold at department stores, or you can just get them online, 50 ml for $44. Just look for discounts, and as they sometimes have them, at least 10%, sometimes 15%. Anyway, that's KIEHL'S Original Musk, a really sexy fragrance for fall, winter. Well, today we're talking about fall, but this is, next one is Elemi Tobacco Reserve. I've been using this one quite a bit, and I really fell in love with this one, and it's currently selling for 110 ml for $65, And I love this because there's some dryness in here, and dry things or dry fragrances remind me of fall autumn. So a lot of the fragrances in here will have this dryness to them. And also I think you'll see that there's a trend of tobacco. For some reason I find tobacco perfect for fall. And this one is a tobacco with Tonka. So the Tonka beans has this, it's interesting, Tonka beans has a nutty, bitter, almond-like quality, but also there's tobacco-ish nuances with Tonka beans to begin with, so it's nicely meshed with the tobacco note in here. There's some aromatic clary sage, oak moss, nutmeg, spice, orris butter, and blackcurrant. Light hints of blackcurrant, but so good, guys. This is such a great fragrance. I have a video of this and 2 other fragrances. Out of the 3, this is my favorite because it smells fantastic, and I feel like it's perfect for fall. Anyway, at Aramis Tobacco Reserve, do check it out. It's not readily available. It was at Macy's at one time, but find it online or get a decant or sample first to see how it is, because that's what I think you guys should do. Some of the more cheaper fragrances I find blind buying, but you know, this one is about 65 bucks for 110 ml. Anyway, that's Aramis Tobacco Reserve. Really wonderful fragrance. That one's targeted to men. This next one is a unisex targeted fragrance again. This is Essential Parfums Divine Vanille. Once again, I gotta add vanilla in this mix because I love vanilla in the fall and winter. And this one has a slight you know, similarities to Parfums de Marly's Herod. Not quite the same because they go in different directions, but the perfumer is the same perfumer after all. This one features vanilla, tonka beans, benzoin, incense, pomerose, cinnamon, patchouli, clary sage. Clary sage keeps coming up. I feel like clary sage is perfect for fall. It makes perfect sense to have them in to wear them in fragrances in the fall. But this one, even though it doesn't say tobacco, and Herod is known for tobacco, I feel like there's definite similarities in here. Not identical, don't get me wrong, but there are similarities. This is unisex targeted fragrance, as I said. This one doesn't go to the discounters. You can buy them directly from their website, and they ship from the USA, and they are also sold at Lucky Scent, 100 ml bottle for $75. There are smaller sizes as well, so I feel like it's a great deal for niche fragrances, especially ones that smell like Herod. Not identical, as I said, but somewhat similar. And it's, once again, we're going into that tobacco-ish, sweet vanilla tobacco-ish direction, which I really love. Anyway, Essential Parfums Divine Vanille, a great scent for 100 ml, 75 bucks. As I said, there are several unisex offerings in this list, but the majority is for men, including this one. It's Givenchy Gentleman Givenchy, a perfect scent for fall and winter, but you know, today we're talking about fall only. This is currently at the discounters for 100 ml, 60 bucks, so it's a great price. And you know, it's kind of sort of in that ballpark of like Dior Homme Parfum, Dior Homme Intense, those kind of irisy kind of fragrances. But this one's all about vanilla with tolu balsam. It's balsamic and just gooey kind of, but it also has orris butter, black pepper, patchouli, benzoin, tonka beans, lavender, and cloves. A great scent with this one. Again, I love that whole kind of gooey, orris buttery, powdery kind of concoction that I think Dior Homme kind of created over 10 years ago, and now a lot of other brands have copied it. But I feel like now Dior's kind of getting away from there, but I feel like this is a great alternative for anyone looking for Dior Homme Intense or Dior Homme Parfum for you know, a better price or a discounted price. Don't get me wrong, they're not identical, they go in different direction, but I think the principal idea is similar here. It's basically kind of taking orris and iris and adding it to kind of like beautiful notes to create some beautiful magical fragrances. This is great scent. I love it. It's Gentleman Givenchy from the house of Givenchy. This is a 100 ml bottle for $60 currently at the discounters. So this next one is a fragrance from the house of Gucci. This is a unisex offering after all. This is Gucci Guilty Oud. So this one actually is a 90 ml bottle for 85 bucks. So suggested retails around 130, so the discounters are 85 bucks. So I feel like it's a pretty nicely discounted fragrance, but if you can find it for lesser, it will even be better. But I wanted to feature a couple of ouds in here, and this one's a great oud because for me it kind of reminds me of, they've taken both Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme and Pour Femme and combined it with oud to make a fragrance for us. So basically they have rose, oud, blackberry, patchouli, leather, cypriol, amber, pink pepper together, and a great scent. It's fruity, it's rosy, it's oudy, woody, and definitely the cypriol notes stands out as well, and I think it's a great scent to wear in the fall and winter time. One thing I do want to mention here, a lot of people were fans of the previous Oud fragrance. That fragrance got discontinued. I have tiny little amount left in my bottle. Is this a great alternative to that fragrance? I think it is. It's definitely a great scent. It's definitely a designer Oud, but I feel like it does the job almost identically to the previous version. But anyway, this is a great scent for fall and winter. It's Gucci Guilty Oud, 90 ml, 85 bucks, currently online at the discounters. Going to another fragrance that's Unisex offering, and this is from the house of Beldu. This is Hoja de Cuba. The tobacco thing keeps coming up because the name Cuba is in here, obviously, so we're going to think it's definitely, we know for sure that it goes into the tobacco direction. 100 ml bottle is $88 currently. These are sold at Beauty Habit, and I think they're having a 20% off sale currently. So if they're still there, I would take advantage of something like that if you've been eyeing this fragrance. I just got an email yesterday or this morning, and it said that they were discounting or having a 20% off sale. So if they're still there and you've been eyeing this one, definitely take advantage of it. But this one's a very spicy take on tobacco with Vetiver. So it's got loads of tobacco, loads of allspice, so it has spicy elements to it, and Vetiver. And the tobacco in here doesn't smell smoked or hashed. It's more like the tobacco drying in where they dry the tobacco. So it has a kind of a dry element to it, but it smells like what tobacco would smell like if you have ever smelled it. I have had the pleasure of smelling tobacco that's been drying because my dad's family and friends used to somewhat be in kind of like in that business at some points in my lifetime as a young kid, so I recognize that smell, and this one kind of reminds me that it's of that kind of a smell I remember smelling, where it's the leaves of the tobacco that's being dried, and it has a kind of like a earthy kind of a smell, of course, not smoky at all, not burned or ashy whatsoever. Anyway, this is a great scent. If you don't know it, check it out. It's the Hoja de Cuba from the house of Verdu. Currently, suggested retail is 88 bucks for 100 ml. And I did want to say that those are also sold at Sephora online, so you might find them there. Not discounted, of course. This next one is from the house of Lalique, and I'm not including Encre Noire. This time I speak a lot about that fragrance. I'm changing it up. I'm going with Lalique's Hommage à la Homme. 100 ml bottle for 32 bucks. Very, very classy scent with this one. And it's violet flowers and violet leaves together. And it goes into kind of like a very ozonic, earthy direction with this particular fragrance, and I love that about it. Violet leaves tend to have a greenish quality to the fragrance, and also this ozonic earthiness, and that's definitely prominent here. But with this one you also have some oud. Oud is very light though. Well, it's not that light. It's definitely there, but not as strong. It's not like an in-your-face oud where you're smelling nothing but oud. But you can pick it up. There's some saffron in here, some aromatic spiciness, some peppery spice from black pepper. There are some ambery touches as well, labdanum. There's some musk and some tonka beans. I feel like it's a great classy scent. It's perfect for fall, and I think you can also pull it off all year round if you just want something classy to wear as a gentlemanly fragrance. Lalique has some great fragrances that are underrated, and this one definitely doesn't disappoint. And for 32 bucks for 100 ml, you don't even need to buy a sample or decant. You can go right to the fragrance and buy it for 32 bucks. And as I said, I do have links to discounters in the info box. Check it out if you're curious or looking into getting this one. So this is Lalique Hommage à la Homme, 32 bucks for 100 ml, as I said. Once again, we're going back to tobacco. Love me some tobacco in the fall. This is Banana Republic's tobacco and tonka bean, and it's, once again, we got that tonka bean and tobacco mixed in together here. This one's not called that. This is called Tobacco Reserve, but they have like a predominantly tobacco and tonka bean note in there, and here this is basically what this one's called, tobacco and tonka beans. And this one, again, tonka beans have a tobacco-ish nuance with this bitter almondy touches, and here it's definitely prominent, but you've got lots of vanilla in here as well, so it gives it a kind of a cozy, comforting vibe. But the tobacco, the coconut, there's some pear note and some mirabelle. I feel like this is a great scent for fall and winter. This is unisex targeted, but it's tobacco, so tobacco for me leans on the masculine side, but because it also has vanilla and some other fruity notes of pear and things like that, definitely goes into the unisex direction. So this is tobacco and tonka bean from Banana Republic, and currently I saw some prices for 75 ml bottle for $34 online at the discounters. So a great price. Also, one more thing I forgot to mention, it's Labor Day weekend. I'm sure a lot of places are having discounts, so search around if you think that's not the lowest price, but I feel like 34 bucks for 75 ml is a great price for this fairly recent fragrance from the House of Banana Republic. This next one is a men's fragrance, but it goes very unisex. A lot of ladies wear it. This is Caron, Pour un Homme de Caron, 125 ml bucks. 125 ml bottle for 32 bucks. So that's a great price because you get 25 more milliliters of juice, 125 ml for 32 rather than 100 ml. So it's great price. This has loads of lavender, vanilla, and musk. It's cozy, comforting. Lavender is very cozy and comforting. It's basically something that I use at night to smell and go to sleep because it's very calming. Anytime you need to calm, put some lavender on or smell some lavender, and I think it's a perfect time to relax with it. But also the vanilla and the musk are very cozy in here. The whole entire experience kind of like lavender with these like kind of honeyed, vanilla, musky, ambery kind of qualities all mixed together to create one fantastic smell. It's a male targeted fragrance, but I feel like women are major fans of this one, especially if they like lavender with vanilla and musk. Definitely a winner, and for the price, 32 bucks, you can have two on hand. You can just spray some at the office if you're at the office, or keep one at the house and spray it at the house. So anyway, that's Caron, Pour un Homme de Caron. And once again, we're going to tobacco, and I gotta feature this one. This one is one of my favorite classic fragrances that still smells great today. 100 ml bottle for 26 bucks I saw online. I think it was a tester bottle. Versace Dreamer. Great fragrance. It's an aromatic fougere with tobacco, but it has loads of lavender, so you smell the lavender dryness. Tobacco, I feel like it's perfect for fall. Again, it's a dry tobacco, leafy tobacco, maybe slightly floral tobacco in here as well. Tonka beans, clary sage, rose, carnation, balsam fir, mandarin orange, geranium, vetiver. So it's an ultra aromatic experience. It's a fougere, barbershop-y style, but it does go into that kind of tobacco-ish direction. But you know, Tonka beans and lavender together, what does that make? It's a fougere, but very classy fragrance. I love this one. I feel like even though it's not as strong, as potent as it was at one time when I first wore it in the late 90s, it still smells great today, and it's perfect for fall. Anyway, Versace Dreamer, 100 ml bottle, 26 bucks. Great price. So this next one, it's a toss-up between another fragrance or this one. I decided to go with this one, but lately, it's funny, with some fragrances I kind of fall out of love and come back to it, and I'm kind of starting to enjoy this fragrance again. I don't know if it's formulations that's causing it, is it my chemistry? This is Pure Malt, and I'm really enjoying the way it smells. Currently though, it's not at discounters for a low price. I mean, I think the lowest I found it for was about 88 bucks, 100 ml. So I think that's suggested retail. But I've bought this in the past for as low as 50 bucks. So it does go at the discounters. But I feel like with the changeover from the parent company that owned this brand, Mugler, was Clarins, and now they've sold it to L'Oreal. So we'll probably, the supply is kind of like diminished. But I feel like once it's back on track with L'Oreal, we'll have a lot of stock out there. I just hope it smells as good. This is definitely a Clarins bottle. I haven't bought it recently, and I love the way it smells now. It's fruity, it's barley, it's styrax, it's whiskey, patchouli, vanilla. Of course, you've got the coffee and amber and the orange and musk in here. So a lot of these notes are carried over from previous releases from Mugler, and I feel like it's fantastic. Anyway, it's funny, I go back and forth with this one. I kind of fell out of love with it. I was back on Pure Havane, and since I've featured Pure Havane a lot lately, I felt like going with this one. But either one is perfect for fall and winter, and I feel like this one totally, it's targeted to men. Women can totally pull it off. So that's Mugler's Pure Malt, currently around 88 bucks for 100 ml. This next one is from the House of Guerlain. This is Heritage, and this is the Eau de Parfum version. And why am I including the Eau de Parfum version? I feel like the Eau de Toilette is more like a summer, spring. I feel like the Eau de Parfum version is a little better for fall and winter, because here they have a more amped up vanilla note with rose and lemons, and of course you've also got some leather, carnation, some sandalwood, of course, which is prominent here, benzoin, patchouli, rosewood, orange, and bergamot. It's a great classy scent. Might be a little mature for some guys, but it's been formulated and updated for, you know, current modern noses. They did that in the 2000s, but the fragrance has been around for many, many decades, and I find it to be a very classy fragrance from the House of Guerlain, and I find it to be perfect for fall and winter. It's fall, of course. Then currently also this is selling online for 100 ml, 34 bucks, so it's a great, great price. Next also is a Guerlain fragrance. This is Heritage and the EDT version. I prefer the EDT of this one, and I like both of the the concentrations of Habit Rouge, but for Heritage I'm preferring the EDT, and I love the way it smells. It actually lasts a little longer on me than the EDP for some reason. But 100 ml for 48 bucks here, and it's a classy scent. Sandalwood and patchouli is what the main notes are, but you also have some lavender, amber, oak moss, juniper berry, cedar, aldehydes, coriander, geranium. It's so good, guys. It's very, very sexy. I love it. It smells fantastic to this day, and I feel like when I wear it I'm very, very classy and gentlemanly, and that's the kind of scent I love to wear. It just smells masculine and you know, just mature and masculine and dressed up, you know, just very, very classy and sophisticated. Anyway, that's Heritage from Guerlain. It has become one of my favorite fragrances from this house. I think it's fantastic. Came out in 1990, I believe, and it still smells great today. So that's Heritage from the House of Guerlain, and currently it's 100 ml for 48 bucks. So I've got this one here, another tobacco, Zara Tobacco Collection Rich Warm Addictive. 20 bucks for 100 ml. Somebody recently told me, or it was a comment, and they said that the second version, it's not the same as the previous version. I thought I smelled it at Zara recently, not like recently, but several months ago to 8 months ago or something like that, and it smelled similar. So I don't know if it's changed or not, but I'm recommending this for 20 bucks for 100 ml. This one's totally unisex, even though it's targeted to men. And here we got honey, coconut, tobacco, sandalwood, just a great, great cozy scent. Very, very perfect for cold days in the fall, just to kind of like put on and like sit in front of a fire, read a book, or, you know, do whatever, play cards or something. It's that kind of a scent. It's very, very cozy and comforting, and I love that about it. The coconut and the honey together with the tobacco is just really, really cozy and comforting. Hopefully it's still the same, because I remember smelling it at Zara recently, as I said, and it smelled fantastic as it has been here. So this is Zara's Rich Warm Addictive from the Tobacco Collection. There's two of them. I don't care for one of them. I love this one though. Last but not least, we're going to end the video with Viktor & Rolf's Spice Bomb. It's a tobacco, again, as I said, love tobacco in the fall and winter. This one's 90 ml for $90 currently at the discounter. Suggested retail for 90 ml is about $130. So it's about 40 bucks off. And this one has loads of cinnamon with pink pepper, tobacco, leather, chili pepper, Elemi resin, and saffron. Such a great scent, guys. It's a drier fragrance, and drier fragrances are perfect for fall and winter, of course. Not necessarily like all the time. I feel like dry is better for fall. For the winter time, I definitely want my ambery, gooey fragrances, because those are the kind of fragrances that will really cling on to me, because I do have dry skin. I've mentioned this before, but dry fragrances do not last as long. So the dry fragrances are perfect for fall, but in the wintertime I'll move over to something a little more gooey and syrupy. But this one's a great scent. It's classy, it's spicy, it's peppery, it's tobacco-y, and a great, great fragrance to wear. Probably one of the better fragrances from designers to wear, and I love the bottle. Anyway, that's Spice Bomb from the House of Viktor & Rolf. And that's my list today, guys. Let me know if you like these fragrances, if you found them at deals and discounts, and if you have great fragrances under $100 that I should check into for fall, or well, I'm going to throw in the winter again, but we're talking about fall today. So if you have any fragrances that are perfect for fall that I have not mentioned today, that are definitely, you know, male targeted or even unisex targeted, do let me know. Put a comment down so I can find out. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching again. I hope you have a great Labor Day. Stay safe out there. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.